Hi folks, I'm Miss Erin from C.C. Mellor Memorial Library here for today's middle grade moment, where we're going to be talking about 3 books that are great for tween readers. So if you're just joining us as part of the Allegheny County Summer Reading Program, welcome. If you're looking for more programs, you can check out aclasummerreading.org for other things that other librarians are doing, other museums and partners that the Allegheny County Library Association is presenting with this summer. So check out aclasummerreading.org for more programs and information. But today, let's get started talking about books. So I wanted to introduce to you 3 middle grade books that are very heavily illustrated. So if you like books like The Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Dork Diaries, then you might find something new and interesting here. The books that I'm going to talk about today are all parts of series, but they're parts of series that are not as well known as those ones. So who knows, maybe you'll find something new. The first book that I want to tell you about is called Frazzled, Everyday Disasters and Impending Doom by Booki, Vivat. And it's the story of Abby Wu. And Abby is just starting middle school and she is a little bit stressed out. She doesn't have her special thing. All of her friends, all of her families have something that they're really good at, something that they really like doing. And Abby doesn't. Abby doesn't know what elective to sign up for. She doesn't know what kind of special interests she has. She doesn't want to join any clubs at the school. And so she just wants to get through middle school without being so stressed out. But right now, the fact that she doesn't have any kind of special interest is one of the things that's stressing her out. So this book is about Abby trying to find her place in middle school and trying to figure out what special talents and things that make her unique that she has. One of the things that's really fun about this book is that it takes what happens in the story, the text, and it incorporates it into the pictures. So you'll see when somebody's yelling, the font might get really big and really kind of blocky and very bold. When somebody's laughing, it might take up the whole page because it feels like all-encompassing. You'll get pictures that point out exactly what's going on. And you'll get pictures that show all of the different worries and concerns and anxieties that Abby has, really showing how overwhelmed that she's feeling. So the pictures incorporate the story and they help you feel how Abby is feeling. You're getting the whole story from Abby's point of view. So again, this is Frazzled, Everyday Disasters and Impending Doom. And if you like this one, there are more in the series. You can go seek out more. The next book that I want to tell you about is called Sam Wu is Not Afraid of Ghosts. And it's by Katie and Kevin Tsang and illustrated by Nathan Reed. And this is the story of Sam Wu, who has an incident at school that he doesn't like to talk about, but means that all of his classmates think that he is just a scaredy cat. They think he's scared of everything. And so Sam now feels like he has to go out of his way to prove how brave he is. And one of the things to know about Sam is that Sam has this TV show that he loves so much about space and space exploration. And so Sam decides that he needs a sidekick. He needs somebody who's going to be there with him on all his adventures. He needs something to show how brave he is. And so he goes to the pet store and he picks a sidekick that's going to show how brave and how cool Sam is. Problem is, it's a snake. And snakes are a little bit scary. And so Sam has to overcome his fear of snakes and find a way to show his classmates the snake and how great he is with it. You may notice, though, the book is called Sam Wu is Not Afraid of Ghosts. So there's definitely some ghosts coming into the story, too. And you'll have to see how Sam and his snake, Fang, make sure that they can identify and overcome those ghosts too. So if you have ever felt a little left out at school, if you've ever had a little bit of trouble making friends, but really wanted to, and want a book with a character that you can really relate to, Sam Wu is a good choice. Again, this is the first in the series, so if you like this one, there's more where it came from. And like the last book that we talked about, it takes the text, what's going on in the story, and it really shows you the important parts with bold lettering and underlining and all caps and lots of pictures interwoven to give you an idea of what's going on. Arg. So this is called Sam Wu is Not Afraid of Ghosts. If you like this one, you can go on to the next one. Sam Wu is Not Afraid of Sharks. That sounds fun. What do you think happens in that one? All right, our third book is a little bit different. Both of those books were very realistic. They're pretty close to what you might encounter at school or might have encountered at school already. This one probably isn't going to sound like your own personal experience. It's part of the series Mac B Kid Spy. This first one is called Mac Undercover, and it's by Mac Barnett. And so Mac Barnett, our author, tells us the story of when he was a kid in the 1980s. So already probably a little bit outside your experience, right? And as a kid in California, he gets called by the Queen of England to be a spy for her. Probably not what you're experiencing at school, right? So this book gets pretty silly. It gets pretty goofy. Mac gets to meet the Queen of England. He gets to travel all across Europe, and he gets to be a spy. And he doesn't quite get all of the cool spy gadgets that he's hoping to get, but you still get a lot of the neat experiences that he's getting. You get a little more color in these illustrations than you did in the other books. So if you like that, that's fun. And you get to hear about the cool things that he does get. Night vision spectacles. And seeing the crown jewels of England. So I'm not sure I totally believe everything that happens in this story, but Mac Barnett assures me that this is exactly what his real life was like. So you'll have to read it and decide for yourself if you believe him, whether he was really a kid spy for the Queen of England. So again, this is Mac Undercover, the first book in Mac B, Kid Spy. One of the things you may notice today is that all of the books that I'm talking about are books that you could check out from the library. We have a pretty exciting development that's happened this week. Our hold system is back online, so you can put books on hold whether or not they're available at your particular library location and have them sent from libraries all over Allegheny County for pickup at your library. This might sound pretty familiar, but it has been shut down for the last couple of months while we were recovering from the COVID-19 closure. And now that a lot of library locations are reopening, you can put books on hold through the ACLA catalog again. So I'm going to put a link to the catalog in this video's description so that you can put on hold any books that you heard about today and are interested in. But I like to leave you with an activity, an example. And one of the things that I really love about these books is that they have so many illustrations. Like, they really show you what's going on in the characters' lives. So if you are interested in drawing part of your life or your experience, you may have tried to draw the same as some of these pictures before and realize that even though they look really simple, they're kind of complicated. If you're going to make an illustration of your life, you need to do a lot of practice. And so I've got a couple of drawing exercises that would be great ways to practice your drawing, either of yourself or of family members or of friends or other people that might be characters in your own life story. So one of the ways to really get good at drawing something, coming up with your own personal style, particularly if you're going to be drawing the same characters again and again, is to practice that drawing again and again and again and again. So to do that, you're probably going to need a notebook. It doesn't have to be a fancy sketchbook. A regular old notebook will do. And you'll want to make sure that you do the same kind of drawing multiple times so that you get it down to what you like, whether you like the style, whether you like the level of detail that you're putting in, all of those things. And to force yourself to do it again and again and again, you probably don't want to spend a lot of time on each individual drawing. So I would suggest getting a timer, setting it for, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes to start, and then 2 minutes, and then 1 minute, and then drawing the same kind of picture again and again, 1 minute at a time. And when the timer goes off, you have to stop your picture. So you can pick something else in your family as your model. You can grab a mirror so that you can draw your own self-portrait. But you can set a timer, use a pencil or a marker or a crayon or whatever you have handy, and practice. Drawing, 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 drawing. If you get really good at what you're drawing and you like the way that it looks, you can start setting new challenges for yourself. One of my favorite things to do that is more fun than necessarily a drawing that I would call a good drawing afterwards, but still helps me develop my skills, is to draw either blind, where I'm not looking at the paper at all. I'm just looking at my model while I move my hand and draw, or to draw a continuous line where I'm not allowed to lift up my pen or pencil at all while I'm drawing. That's a really fun exercise to do. Both of those are great when you set the timer. They're not necessarily drawings that you're going to want to spend a lot of time on and maybe hang on your wall, but they really help you think about what's the most important part of something that I'm looking at. What are the fewest lines that I can draw and you can still tell what I drew? So have fun, try something new. Get out a notebook or some blank paper and practice drawing. I'd love to see your stories once you get something drawn. And I hope that you heard about some books that sound fun and interesting for you today. Again, you can put any of these books on hold through the ACLA catalog and set them for pickup at your local library. You should call your local library though and see what their process is for pickup and reopening. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you back here next week for another middle grade moment. Bye!